Alright, let's make a melody. I don't know exactly what I want to make yet. I really like the texture of this bagpipe. It looks like we're in G sharp minor. A little bit faster, 155 BPM. Pretty melody. I like this. I want to hear what this sounds like with halftime on it, and I also want to EQ it. All right, let's try halftime. I'm going to automate the mix of the halftime. So in the halftime itself, it's at 70%. So if I mix it back, what will happen is that lower tone will be less present. So let's start off with it and then maybe have it fade out and then kind of fade back in. Maybe it's not all the way on ever. Maybe the max is like 90. And then I want to change the second half a little bit. Well, it's the same thing repeating 4 times, so maybe I should start changing it here. So maybe this note comes up. Okay, so maybe in this section we can do something like this. And then maybe pitch this one up. I think that's a little bit too... I don't know what the word is. Just didn't really work right. Whatever that is. And let's do something over here as well. Maybe this goes down. This goes up. And then maybe we can do that again. Like have just a little brief moment where the notes change. Yeah, good enough. And then I don't think I'm going to humanize it, although I think I do want to make some of these notes pan left to right. Let's go left, right, left. And I say I don't want to humanize it. I am going to randomize the velocities a little bit. So let's save the pattern. I don't know if I like this sound, but this may be the pattern that I like. Here, let's make this higher pitch. And put a whole bunch of effects on it, and maybe it'll sound the way I want it to. Otherwise, I might just change the sound. I bet this would sound cool if I like duplicated it and then pitched it up an octave. what if I flipped it? Okay, right idea, wrong execution. So I think this is what I want to do, but I need to adjust it a little bit. So let me pitch it up another octave so it's easier to tell like what's what. And then I'm gonna flip these the way I wanted to, just like I don't want to flip the whole pattern, I just want to flip each individual pattern like this. And then maybe we take away these notes, because that was pretty busy. It was happening at the same time as like this stuff. And then we keep going. So flip these, delete these. Flip. Oh, by the way, I'm hitting Alt-Y to pull up the flipper menu. And you can flip it horizontally, which is what I'm doing, or you could flip vertically, which does that. And you can also check preserve start time. The way I'm flipping, like the pattern I'm flipping is so simple that that doesn't matter, but get rid of that. Okay, so, and then let's pitch it back down one octave. I'm gonna change the sound. I don't know if that's the right sound. Okay, and I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm not gonna really worry about humanizing it because it doesn't feel like it needs to sound like that. And then I'm going to pan some of the downbeat notes. So, and then I'm actually gonna take the first pattern, and I think I'm going to separate it because it has some low end in it down here. So I think I'm going to separate this one. Okay, and then let's see. This is sitting in the 5 to 1,000 range. A lot of it is 5 to 2,000. So I might duck the 5 to 2,000 range in this like first melody. So let's go to the 5 to 2,000 range. So just somewhere in here, and just kind of duck these frequencies just a little bit. And then on this one, it already doesn't have a lot of low end in it, so I think we're good there. Yeah, I don't know if I like how often gross beat is doing that, so I'm gonna do it manually. The old-fashioned way. Now let's add some sort of a bass line. There is something in Sakura called greasy peanut butter bass. Right here. It's got a pretty cool sound to it. So let's add a kick. Yeah, I may change this kick pattern. I'm gonna put like a clap or a snare or something in here, and then see how it sounds with that, and then I'll come back and listen to it again. I think a clap would work well here. I think either one will work, but I like the idea of a clap. Go to claps, and then made claps and snares. let's repeat that. And then anything that's not a main snare or main clap or main hi-hat or something like that, I tend to pan left and right. So let's pan these left and right. I want to know what key this is, because this has a little bit of tonality to it. And so I want to make sure the pitch is like matches the pitch of the beat. So it's in G. So if I select okay, so now it should be playing whatever note it's on. So let's try this. There we go. And since I'm like doing that like for the tone for that, I might as well do it for the others. So let me make sure the pitches of this is correct as well. So that's in G sharp. So let's pitch it. And we might as well do the same thing for the clap, right? And this is actually a clap that I made myself. Like I literally recorded myself clapping a bunch of times and then smashed them together and then processed them. Oh, it turns out it's already in C. Okay, so that's in C. Yeah, it's on C, so let's pitch it up to here. It's kind of high pitch. It's kind of low. Maybe we can do both. Do like this low, but also like layer it with one that's high and then just lower the pitch or the velocity. And I know, I mean, I'm doing it with the other percussion instruments. I may as well do it with a kick. This kick I also made from scratch, and I already labeled it as G. So we just have to go to G. And now it's not hitting quite the same, and it's on the wrong note. So let's pitch it down. It's a little bit too low. What if I did the same thing with a kick? Anything that's not a main snare, main clap, main hat, anything like that, not only do I tend to pan it left and right, but I also tend to separate it in the stereo field so that you're hearing it more on the sides than you are in the middle. Well, I already know I'm going to add this, so I'm going to add it now anyway. And I already have this one labeled. It's F sharp, so we can pitch it here. Let's do the same thing we've done for the other instruments. Copy it and pitch it up. And then lower the velocity of the lower one. What pitch this is. C. And it left to right, right to left. And then let's pitch it so that it's in key. Okay, let's add a hi-hat of some kind. That's cool. Sometimes this doesn't work, but I often like to try it just to see if it does. I'll make like the first half of a hi-hat loop, and then I'll just copy it over and then flip the second half horizontally. And sometimes it just works really well. Like in this case, I like the way it sounds, so. I think for the purposes of this video, I'm going to call it there. But there's plenty more to do for this. I can finish processing all the sounds. I can add, some more
And I guess
sounds.
before we do
I
that,
might-
if you have any questions about any part of this process, feel free to throw that in the comments.
Likewise, if you have a suggestion for something you would like to see in the future, feel free to throw that in the comments. But yeah, let's enjoy.